Good morning. Morning, everyone.
Morning po.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 eTools tutorial for our stakeholders. Okay, before anything else, I want to inform everybody that we are also live on FB. So hello to our FB viewers. We will start with a program with an opening remarks. Okay, we will start the program with an opening remarks from the Bureau of Trademarks Director, Jesus Antonio Ross. Sir, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Val. To our valued stakeholders from the business sector, various offices and institutions present today, my dear colleagues, on behalf of the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, a pleasant morning to everyone. At the outset, I would like to welcome all of you and thank you for making the time to participate in this webinar on electronic tools tutorial. This webinar is part of the Bureau of Trademarks' commitment to support the IPOPHIL 6-point agenda under the leadership of our Director General, Ruel S. Barba. More relevant in today's event are building collaboration and partnerships, raising the ante for customer service, and ultimately transforming our office into a fully digitalized agency. The IPOPHIL takes pride in becoming one of the first agencies in the Philippines to shift into a fully automated system. The transition, while quite challenging, has been so crucial, especially during the onset of the pandemic. Nevertheless, it proved to be a necessary step and later on became a breakthrough, not just on our end, but also to our stakeholders. The shift has also been significant milestone for the BOT as it enabled the streamlining of trademark application processes and faster turnaround time from filing to registration. In fact, the Philippines has the fastest turnaround time in the ASEAN region, as regularly reported in our trademark task force in the ASEAN, and with an average of 3 to 4 months turnaround time for trademark applications without opposition or objection. The transition has been so efficient that it has also resulted in remarkable increase in trademark filings and registrations, which in the end also translates to more MSMEs having their brands protected. We do, however, recognize that our end-to-end electronic registration processes are not yet perfect. If anything, they are far from it, far from being perfect. Today, allow us to walk you through the various platforms and procedures that are available as we strive to continuously improve our online systems. We will guide you in accessing these online resources to make your trademark application experience more convenient and efficient. Our team, headed by our very own Ms. Valerie Marquina, will make sure that at the end of this webinar, you will be able to navigate the ETM file and eDoc file systems, as well as the trademark databases that will help you access the status of your applications or registrations easily. Furthermore, we hope that we will be able to encourage fruitful discussion to hear your feedback on this aspect, as we remain committed to improving our systems and our service to the public in general. I enjoin everyone to proactively take part in the discussion and seize this opportunity to ask questions, seek clarifications, and guidance from our team. Once again, good morning, everyone. May we have a productive webinar ahead. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Director Jessan. Before we start with training proper, let's have a photo ops. Denver. So please turn on your videos. Are we ready? Then some of the participants, please turn on your videos there. Okay. Are you ready, Denver?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Naka-tile view po ba? Diba?
Dapat naka-ano siya. Yung gallery, everybody
Gallery.
na nasa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, ready. We have 2 pages po. Okay, ready po. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next po tayo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Denver. Okay. Again, welcome to the 2022 eTools tutorial for stakeholders. I'm not sure, but I think this is the 3rd or 4th time that we held this tutorial for our stakeholders. For this tutorial, since the global brand database is upgrading, we have received notice from WIPO that they are pilot testing the global brand database. So we will not discuss the databases now, because I think you're already familiar with our databases, and for sure next retooling probably we'll discuss the new global brand database. Okay, so for our first topic for today, let me share my screen. There. Clear po ba ang screen ko?
Yes
Okay.
po.
Yes, clear.
We start with our training with the ETM file. Yung iba po siguro familiar na dito, but syempre nakakalimutan pa rin natin paminsan-minsan how to navigate this eTool. Okay. First, we have to prepare all the things na kakailanganin natin for the filing. Of course, we have to have a formal and clear representation of the mark. Dapat siya in JPEG format. Again, JPEG format po siya. If you attach a representation not in JPEG format, mag-e-error po ang ating system. Or, if ever nakalusot, hindi siya mababasa, hindi rin siya papasok sa aming system. Mag-e-error. And then the other documents that will be attached should be in PDF format. So ang representation lang or yung image, yun lang ang JPEG. The rest, like for example, you are going to file for an together with your online filing, the power of attorney or a declaration of actual use, dapat po yung mga yon are in PDF formats. Siyempre, you have to have a list of goods and services para hindi na po tayo magtaga sa ating pagpa-file. Although, within the ETM file, meron dong button or meron talagang command na pwede nyo gamitin in order for you to choose the proper classification of your goods and services. Pero mas maganda kung siyempre bago tayo mag-online filing, dapat meron na tayong in mind na list na ating goods and services. The ones where we use our mark, diba? Okay. So ito po ang screen na ETM file sa IPO Field website. You can either use the services button under e-services and ETM file trademark, but you can also use this e-services button here at the right side of the page. But for now, I'm going to use yung services button dito sa may e-services. Okay? Yung screen po ng ating first na makikita when we file our ETM file, may 5 buttons. You cannot proceed to the other buttons, 2 to 5 if hindi kayo nakatapos dun sa previous button dito sa una. So the first button is for the trademark. Pero aside from that, may makikita ka rin kayo dito ng mga ganyan, fee. While you file your trademark online, this portion here ay nababago automatically depending on the filing you are making. And then we have the export button here to save your file. For example, hindi nyo natapos. Ngayon, nagpa-file kayo, and then biglang tumayo kayo, you save first your file. Kapag may ganyan, syempre meron din tayong pa-download ng file. So yung file na ginagawa natin or yung online filing is saved dun po sa ating files na downloaded. Tapos doon nyo rin po siya kukunin when you import your file para mabalik kayo dun sa last na step kung saan kayo kung saan kayo tapos mag-file. Now we go to the types of the mark. We have here 5: word mark, figurative with words mark, 3D mark, and stamped or marked container of goods. What is this word mark? It is made up of words, letters, or numbers that can be typed. Ibig sabihin, nandun siya sa keyboard ng ng ating computer. So kapag wala dun sa keyboard natin, meaning, halimbawa mga foreign characters siya, hindi siya pwedeng malagay sa word mark. The figurative mark naman consists of pictures, graphics, or images, but they do not contain words or letters. So ito yung mga purely logo or design na mark na gusto nyo iparegister. So yung word mark, plain word mark, yung figurative is plain figurative mark or design ng inyong na pinaparegister nyo. How about yung figurative with words mark? This is a figurative mark, meaning figurative, na may kasama siyang words or elements na pwedeng yung may letters, ganyan. So kapag ang fina-file nyo is combination of figurative, may design, at saka word, dapat ang gagamitin yung type of mark when you file your online application is the figurative with words mark. Kasi kapag word mark, hindi makukuha yung figurative portion ng inyong mark. Kapag naman figurative mark, kailangan kasi kasama rin yung word. Ang difference ito later, you will see kapag word mark ang ginamit natin, kung ano ang gagawin ng system at ang figurative mark. Kasi kapag ang final nyo is word mark, talaga ikikiin nyo lang yung terms doon sa field for the word mark. Okay? A 3D mark is a three-dimensional mark. Ito yung representing yung actual product or its packaging. The stamped or marked container of goods, syempre from the word itself, stamped or marked container, ibig sabihin there is a mark impressed or molded doon sa mismong representation. Okay? Yan. We receive queries from our stakeholders, from agents, na paano daw po mag-file ng ganitong representation, di ba? You cannot file it via word mark. So what you do is you click on figurative mark, tapos hihingi ang system ng attachment. So dapat ito pong ganitong representation ang i-attach natin sa ating filing. Remember, ang attachment po ng ating mark is in JPEG format, hindi po siya PDF. Okay? How about kapag ganito naman? This representation is a figurative with words mark. There's a figure like the one in the example of the figurative mark. At the same time, there's a verbal element. Itong verbal element na to. So kung ganito ang ifa-file po natin, you have to choose figurative with words mark, and also the system will ask for an attachment. Ganun din, kahit meron yung verbal element, ang i-attach nyo is in JPEG format. Okay. So let's have an example for a word mark. Sabi, words or letters lang that can be typed, diba? So if you choose a word mark, the screen will display these boxes here. Bale, ikikiin nyo lang yung name of the mark here. And for example, may disclaimer. A disclaimer yung non-registrable portion of your mark. Kung may translation, ilagay nyo rin dito and check if it is a collective mark. And then, syempre, click on next. Ayan. So another one is the figurative with words mark. Dito tayo medyo mag-concentrate. There. I said a while ago that when you click on figurative with words mark, the system will ask for an attachment. So ayan o, add attachment na dapat in JPEG file. Okay. For example, ito na po yung ginawa natin. VVV clothing, this is the image, a heart with an overlapping star na in blue. You key in the word element do sa trademark, parang sa word mark, pero ang difference is you have an attachment here. Do sa word mark, dito nyo lang ilalagay. But for this, ilalagay nyo rin yung verbal element. And then in the description of the mark, you can key in the description, but this is not required now because we have the memo in, I think, 2013 na nagsasabi na we do not require anymore the description of the mark. So description, if you put in the description, you have to mention also if there is a color claim, kung saan nag-apply yung color, etc. Now, of course, there's also a disclaimer. For this mark represented here, we have this disclaimer for clothing. Kasi yung clothing, hindi siya pwedeng exclusive use. So dapat ang clothing is nandito sa box na to. If ever you filed your application na walang clothing, okay lang din na walang laman tong disclaimer. But you will receive an action from the examiner asking you for a disclaimer of this term, clothing. Yung iba, they use the general disclaimer, pwede rin, pero kasi pag general disclaimer, talagang nagbibigay na kayo ng consent for the examiners to automatically disclaim na yung term. So, kasi minsan yung iba, they put terms here na hindi naman disclaimable. So what we do is we also, kapag may ibang issues, we also ask the applicant or the agent that this term is not disclaimable. So pwede siyang hindi na siya i-disclaim. We ask for the withdrawal of the disclaimer. Okay? So may translation, transliteration then. And then we also have this box here and then another box here. Doon sa figurative mark, automatic magkakaroon siya ng box for a color, yung asking for color. So you have to put in the color in its common name. Kapag meron kayong ilalagay dyan na color code, Pantone like that, yung iba nating color code names, kailangan dagdagan nyo rin siya ng color, yung common color names, because if not, we will issue an action again asking you for the common terminologies ng mga colors na ito. Okay? So hindi pwedeng diretso lang na ganon. Kung gusto nyo, lagyan nyo rin siya ng pwedeng enclose in parenthesis yung Pantone colors and then yung common color names. Excuse me. Kapag naman po there's a color representation dun sa mark nyo, but you didn't indicate here na meron kayong colors na kiniklaim. Tapos sa description nyo, the logo is composed of an overlapping red heart and a blue star with the terms blah 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 written below it. Tapos wala kayo ditong color. Siyempre, ang system, it will ask for automatically compute. Later, you will see it in the computation na it will automatically compute for the filing fee and for the colors. Ngayon, kung wala kayo nilagay ditong colors, hindi siya magko-compute. Ang ko-compute lang niya is the filing fee of 1212 kung kayo small entity. Now, what we do in examination, again, kapag ganyan, we issue an action clarifying if you are claiming for colors. And then, kung mag-claim kayo ng colors, you have to identify the colors and remit the color claim fee. So, ganyan po yan ha. So, chine-check namin yan isa-isa. Kahit kung wala kayo dito, titingnan namin sa description nyo. O kaya kung kahit wala kayong description, basta ang representation is one with color, ipapaklarify po namin yan. So wag po kayo magugulat if you receive those actions asking for colors. Okay. Let's go now to the second button, the goods and services button. We can use this this manner na pag-search, yung click on search button para mailagay po yung ating goods and services. And then the system will direct you to this screen. Ayan, choose accepted terms. Key natin kung hindi tayo sigurado na ng classification of our goods and services. So you key in t-shirts. Pag kiniin nyo yan and you click on search, lalabas yan. Yan, lalabas ang different terms with shirts doon sa or t-shirts sa description. We have this list here, mock turtleneck shirts, etc. But we want to use only t-shirts. So you click on this box here, opposite ng t-shirts mismo, and then you click on add terms. Yan. So when you click on that button na add terms, the term will automatically be displayed dito sa ating main page na ating ATM file. T-shirts. If you notice, there are green dots or green line na kung saan nakalagay yung description ng shirts. This means that the term is validated correctly. There is a legend here. 4 legends, yung green, yung ganyan. There's a meaning for each legend. So if you key in t-shirts, halimbawa, siguro akala natin, sure na tayo na ang t-shirts alam natin t-shirts, akala natin nagpo-fall siya sa classification number 18. Ito pong class 25 dito is the NIST classification. So ang t-shirts po kasi is a clothing falling under class 25. Kung pinilit po natin siyang nag-fall sa class 18, halimbawa in-encode natin na class 18 t-shirts, magkakaroon siya na legend dito na sabihin ng system na iba ang classification. Pwede naman natin siya i-maintain under class 18 or pwede natin ilagay na siya na pumunta siya doon sa tamang classification na class 25. If ever pinilit po natin siya na mag-fall doon sa isang class na hindi naman siya green, basta green po kasi for sure tama yung classification yan. So kapag either dito sa ibang legends na to nag-fall, ibig sabihin there's something wrong with your classification. If you proceed with your filing under that classification, talaga makaka-receive din po tayo ng clarification or notice from the examiner. Mag-display ang system doon na magsisend kami ng notice na clarifying for the proper classification or term or covered goods and services na inyong file. Okay. Ang ating pong ang ating computation po ng ating fees yan, nagbago siya kasi yan, ang fee now it's 3,223.92 because you have a color claim. Inimput natin yung red and blue doon sa previous slide, doon sa previous button, 606, and ang filing fee po natin is 2,617.92. Okay? Bakit ko ganyan? Kasi po, ang ating system ay naka-default sa big entity. So later, you have to click on something para magbago po yung ating computation. Kung ang naka-display po sa screen natin, minsan, ang makikita nyo lang kasi itong total na 3,223.92 at ito, naka-hide itong dalawa. If you click on dun sa arrow key, magdi-display po yung details ng ating filing fee. So ito po yun. Hindi ko na lang po pinakita dito. But minsan magugulat kayo kasi bakit sa screen nyo hindi nyo nakikita to, ang nakikita nyo lang yung total fee. Ayan. Default computation, sabi ko, is based on a big entity. So please don't forget and be very careful when filing your application. If you're a small entity, you have to click on that declaration of small entity later in the slide na mga susunod, makikita nyo na you have to click on it para magbago po yung ating computation. Okay, click on next. Yan. So kanina po, pinakita ko po na if you don't know the classification, you click on search and then the screen will display the list of goods and services na may t-shirts. Ngayon naman, if we are very sure talaga na we know the classification, we can click on this. I want to provide my list. And then here, shirt tayo class 25. And then t-shirts. Nilagay natin. By the way, meron pong ano dito, meron ditong reminders, do not use the ampersand instead of and or any similar symbols in specifying goods and services. Please use a semicolon to distinguish goods and services on your list. So that's the proper way to list your goods and services, like this one, colorants, semicolon, semicolon, semicolon. If the same group falls under the same description or goods fall under one, same goods fall under one group, commas ang gagamitin, and then kapag katapos sa isang group, semicolon. That's the proper way. Okay? So yan po, balik ako doon sa discussion ko na in-input natin t-shirts under class 25 because we're very sure na 25 siya. Yan. And then click also on next, syempre. Yun, ganun din. The screen will display na ganyan, naka-validate naman siya, naka-green siya, so validated correctly yung inyong classification. Okay. Now for the priorities button, after you key in your goods and services, meron pong automatic list or mag-display ang screen ng similarity report, the trademarks that may affect your application. Huwag po tayo matakot because this is not an initial rejection na application nyo. Parang sinasabi lang na medyo may kahawig. But this is parang it's powered by CNTM View. And syempre, AI ito, hindi naman siya na nag-undergo ng manual na substantive examination. But at least you have an idea na merong, halimbawa, may nag-file. Yung final natin is VVV clothing. So pag nakita nyo dito, there's a filing for the Philippines. Oops, Louis Vuitton ang owner with VVVV na Madrid pa siya, Madrid filing under the same class 25. Don't be afraid, basta i-file nyo kasi hindi naman natin malalaman if it's talagang ka-reject or hindi registrable until we file yung application natin. Kasi kapag dito lang po tayo mag-base, hindi na tayo tutuloy. When in fact, sa first step po na examination namin, we have the search process na talagang sinesearch na mabuti na examiner yan kung kahawig nung inyong fina-file. So, ganyan po. Even after po na ma-receive natin yung, for example, kung halimbawa nakita nyo nga dito, tapos at the same time nakita rin ng examiner, sa tingin ng examiner talaga confusing, similar siya. Kamukha nung earlier filed application or registration. Makaka-receive kayo ng letter or registrability report, yung first action na nino-notify namin. Huwag po kayo matakot kasi hindi naman ibig sabihin nun wala na kayong chance na ma-register. Kasi ang is you have to convince or the examiner na this is not, your mark is not confusingly similar with the earlier filed mark. So, ganyan po. Kapag po naka-receive kayo nito, wag matakot. Kasi yan lang siya, parang guide lang siya. Ngayon po, if you want to see the whole list of this application, medyo madami ata siya kasi very common. Tingin ko siguro common yung VVV, kaya nag-reflect yung ganitong report. Just click on download file. Tapos, magkakaroon kayo ng ganito in PDF. So, lahat yan. I think there are many pages containing ganito. Containing yung VVV. But please notice that the office, hindi lang Philippines yan. May Indonesia, may Malaysia, ganyan. So, kailangan, syempre, with the Philippines, ang natin, atin titingnan. Okay. Now, the 2,617.92 for priority claim. A priority claim, yung po yung you have an earlier filed application in a foreign country and then you're going to use it as a basis for your filing in the Philippines. So kapag po ganyan, kapag nag-guess kayo dito, the system again will automatically compute for the priority claim kasi may additional fee po ang priority claim. This is different po from the priority examination ha. Yung priority claim is may filing na kayo abroad. Tapos gagamitin nyo siya, final nyo siya abroad. Tapos yung filing nyo dito is within 6 months from your filing in the foreign country. Dapat 6 months lang siya kasi kaya pag beyond 6 months na, hindi na po tatanggapin ng system yan. So sasabihin beyond 6 months na mag-e-error, hindi po tatanggapin ng system. So for this sample, i-click natin ang no para hindi po magbago ang ating filing fee. Yan. So 3223. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina. The fee is in total, displayed in total. Hindi kanina na may details. Kung gusto niyo, click niyo yung arrow na yon to see the details. Now for the applicant. Let's go to the applicant. Yan, you have to choose if you are a business company or an individual or sole proprietor. And then, eto, you have to key in the details. Yung mga naka-asterisk po are mandatory fields. So dapat key-in nyo sila dyan. For the first name, you can include your middle initial or middle name. For example, ganyan, Dennis Ronaldo or Dennis R, ganyan. Sama nyo yung R doon sa first name. Okay? Siyempre, country of citizenship, the street, etc. Now, for the ETM file, we ask for the email address noong applicant. It's mandatory now na meron pong email address. Why? Because when we started the mandatory online file in September 2020, we also have this e-course system. Actually, the e-course system or the e-correspondence was launched in 2018. Pero hindi lahat po kasi na gumagamit ng email address. Yung iba po kasi walang email address. For the e-core version 2, yun po yung once kayo nag-file ng ETM file at may email address, automatic na makaka-receive po kayo ng notification in the email address you used when you filed your online application. So this is very important na lagay nyo po dito ang inyong email address. And yung kung ano yung nilagay nyo po dito, the same email address should be used, parang yun talaga yung ginagamit nyo. Kung hindi na siya active, you have to inform the office para po yung mga communication namin ma-send namin doon sa email address na tama. Because in e-correspondence, the e-course system, sinasend po namin yan, yung notifications namin in advance. Ibig sabihin, before you receive the notices from the office doon sa mail, yung registered mail natin, marireceive nyo na siya doon sa inyong email addresses na nilagay dito. So mas maganda yon kasi makikita nyo na kagad yung actions na examiner. Although yung ating reckoning period for the response still begins doon sa stamp date po sa hard copies. Okay? So again, yung na-receive po natin o yung sinasend namin via e-core, it's an advance copy doon sa mga notification na marireceive nyo sa mail. Ang maganda po dito, although sa system namin, nagugulat kami minsan kasi kakastamp lang, meron na response kasi syempre nauna yung pagpapadala po sa e-core. Okay? So mas maganda yon kasi makapag-respond kayo, mas mabilis yung ating processing. Yan, mandatory. And then click on add. Don't forget to click on add. Kahit nag-click kayo ng add dito sa taas, the system will display a message na there's an open application, you have to close it, ganon. So you have to click on add para matapos yung process dito sa screen na to. Okay. Yan. If you have a representative, syempre you have also to key in your representative. But if you have a representative, the notices will be automatically sent po doon sa representative on record. The representative also has to state yung email address niya na gagamitin niya in receiving the communication from the office. So yan. Mandatory field din ang etong mga naka-asterisk and of course the email. Okay. Click on add. Don't forget to click on add kapag may representative din para matapos po yung processing or yung transaction dito sa screen na to. There. So, ito na po yung ating final kanina. Ayan yung mark for t-shirts, ganyan. Tapos type, so proprietor, and name ng applicant. Okay. There. Tapos, ang susunod po na button natin is the declaration of small entity. Ito, itong mga items na to. Ito po yung sinasabi namin kanina na kapag kinlik nyo yan, magbabago po yung ating computation dito. So kapag kinlik nyo any one of this, hihingi siya for example, priority examination. Kinlik natin yan, hihingi siya ng attachment. Ito, this one. Now, if you click on the priority examination, it doesn't mean na mapaprioritize talaga yung application because yung priority examination or for your application to undergo this priority examination, dapat it falls under one of the grounds doon sa aming regulations. For example, one of the grounds is you have a previously filed, previously registered mark which was removed because of non-filing ng declaration of actual use. So yun, kasama siya doon. Why sinasabihan namin po kayo ng priority examination? Kasi if you click on this, tapos hindi naman siya kasama sa grounds, madadagdagan po ang ating filing fee ng a certain amount aside from the initial filing fee. At the same time, hindi naman siya mag-undergo ng priority examination kasi hindi naman siya nag-fall doon. Minsan kasi po, some applicants just file the priority examination for the sake na gusto nilang mauna sa pag-examine ng kanilang file. Actually, ngayon po, as our director has said a while ago na we are one of the fastest sa ASEAN, if not the fastest. So ang ina-advise po namin sa mga applicants namin, nasa kanila pa rin, nasa inyo pa rin po, if you still want to file a priority examination para dun sa application nyo na dati meron kayo na wala lang, na remove dahil walang DAU. Kasi sa ngayon po medyo mas mabilis na tayo compared sa previous years. Kung sa previous years kayo nag-file, tatagal talaga yung application nyo. Pero now, medyo mas mabilis na tayo ngayon. Kaya nasa inyo po kung magpa-file pa kayo ng priority examination. Pero nandiyan pa rin yan kasi right pa rin po ng applicants. Tanggal nila mag-file regardless of the additional filing fee. Okay? In-explain ko lang po ang priority examination kasi po iba baka malito sa priority claim tsaka priority examination. Okay. And then, yan, add files na in PDF format. Ito po, yung kanina, again, the workflow dun sa logo pala. I'm sorry, sa logo, dapat sa JPEG format. Again, pero pagdating dito po sa mga items na to, naka-PDF format po lahat. Yan. So ngayon, kinlik natin. Ito yung sasabi ko, don't forget to click itong Itong declaration of small entity. Kasi if you notice, nagbago po yung ating filing fee, yung 1,494 na lang. Kanina 3,000 po yan, di ba? Kasi kinlik natin declaration kasi ang default ng system nga is in big entity. So don't forget to click on this portion. And then, yan, reduce small entity before, ganyan, 322.92. Okay, ito yung additional natin sa ating ATM file. If you are familiar with our youth incentive program, youth filer incentive program, we have launched it nitong August. And if you are a youth filer, meron kayong incentive na hindi nyo babayaran ang ating filing fee. So kung kayo ay youth filer, ayan, meron po tayong mechanics. You can view it in our website. Available po yun for the public. Na nandun po yung criteria on how to avail of this incentive program. So kapag kayo youth filer, gagamitin nyo rin po yung system to file yung application. Okay? So magbabago lahat yan. Ang fee niya magbabago rin kasi it's an incentive program. Okay. Ito, naging color claim niya again, 282. From 606 kanina yan, 282 na lang siya. So the full name. Ang ilalagay po natin in the name of the payer, kung kanino po natin ipapangalan yung EOR. Okay. Pwedeng iba po ang nagfa-file nitong application. Kasi minsan ang nailalagay na name dito is yung filer, pero hindi naman siya yung yung kung kanino ipapangalan yung EOR. So ilalagay po natin dito is the name of the person kung kanino natin ipapangalan ang EOR. Yeah. Okay, click on submit. Yan. We're almost done with ATM file. But ito po is ito ang medyo crucial dito kasi ito na yung papunta dun sa payment gateway natin. Pero before that, you can click on this. Huwag po malito at ungenerate statement of account. Ito siya. Okay. Yan. Pag kinlik po natin download file, ibig sabihin, magdi-display po ang screen nung mismong filing na ginawa natin kanina. Yan. Ito po lahat ang details ng filing. So yan, tinitingnan din po na examiner yan. If there are info or data na to be clarified in your filing. And then babalik po kayo dito kasi if you stop there, wala kayo ma-generate na statement of account. So when you go back to the screen, ayan, may reference number. Ito po, important din po ito because if you have filed your application tapos parang wala pa kayong, ang tagal-tagal na wala pa kayo na-receive na acknowledgement or EOR or whatever na parang document na gusto nyo malaman kung ano yung filing, number nyo, ganyan. Pag nag-verify po kayo sa aming office, kailangan hihingan kayo ng inyong reference number. So importante po yung process number na yan. Yan. So ito na yung ating payment options. We have 3 here, credit card, Pay wallet, at saka using Dragon Pay. Although yung most common is yung online using Dragon Pay. So if we click on this button ng Dragon Pay, yun pala yung amount niya. Yan. Pupunta tayo sa ganitong screen. Now you have to select the payment option from this list. Ayan, merong BPI, Metrobank. Ito yung I think this is the latest, yung Maya Bills Pay. So, marami po tayong partner merchants kung saan nyo pwedeng i-deposit or bayaran yung inyong filing fee na 1,514. Yan, 1,514. Huwag po kayo magulat kasi ang Dragon Pay may charge din siyang singil. Aside from dun sa filing fee natin. Okay? So yung sa amin, yung nakikita nyo, yung lumalabas dun sa application while you encode your details na filing fee, yun po yung filing fee talaga na requirement ng ITO field. Okay? Pag pumunta kayo dito, may charge lang na ang Dragon Pay na fee. So these are the things to remember when you do your online filing ng trademark. Again, kung makulit po kami, the reproduction of the mark should be in JPEG. And all documents na i-attach nyo just like the U, etc. Kasi yung the U pwede nyo i-file. So together with your online filing, kahit wala pang 3 years, should be in PDF format. For the declaration, ayan, dapat notarized din siya. Hindi pwedeng pro forma, lang, attachment for the sake of, sabihin nyo, we might forget to file yung DAO namin. Kasi DAO filing is required, the DAO submission is required 3 years from the date of filing eh. But if you intend to file it together with your application, dapat duly filled out na rin ang ating DAO. Because if you don't, if you just submit a pro forma or kulang-kulang yung entries po natin, you will receive also an office action from the office na pagsasubmitting kayo or kaya ipapaklarify yung mga details na inyong DAO. So ganyan po yan na hindi porke nagmamadali tayo, submit po tayo ng pro forma. Dapat po rin duly filled up yung ating DAO and notarized. The system will not validate the correctness of the submitted document and image. Halimbawa po, if you have filed for an application tapos mali pala yung na-attach yung mark, di ba? Ang mangyayari diyan, you will request for a correction dun sa sa final nyo. And sometimes yung iba sasabihin na duplicate yung filing nila. Magre-request for a refund. Ang refund po natin, we limit our refunds kasi by this time kasi since we implemented yung mandatory online filing, filers na or yung agents na po ang nagki-key-in ng mga details ng application. So pag ganun, ang fault po kasi doon na sa nag-encode or nagta-type ng mga info doon sa application. But meron din po na cases, very isolated lang po, yung kapag may technical problem ang ating filing. Naman po yan match-check natin na meron talagang nagkaroon ng technical glitch during that day kaya nag-result siya sa ating pagfa-file ng duplicate ganyan. Pag ganun, ina-acknowledge ng office yan at pag yung mga ganong cases, pwedeng ma-refund pero very very seldom po nangyayari yan. Kasi yung po natin, nagkaroon lang ng problem, I think that was in September 2020. Sa eDoc file naman po yun, hindi po yun sa ATM file. So noong eDoc file, nagkaroon kami ng manual parang at inaccept yung mga late filing kasi nga nagkaroon ng problem sa system. So yung mga refund po, hindi po yun automatic na mare-refund nyo depending on the reasons or yung reasons and yung mga verification na gagawin kung talaga nagkaroon ng technical problem. Okay? Ayan, the system will not validate the correctness. Dapat po, we will be very careful in attaching our document and yung mga representation ng marks natin. Kasi baka minsan sa pagmamadali, magkapalit-palit po siya, hindi po malalaman ng system na mali pala yung na-file natin. For newly filed TM applications, it will be reflected only when payment is made. Kasama po yan sa hindi po kayo makaka-receive ng filing date, hindi po kayo makaka-receive ng filing date kapag hindi po paid ang ating filing fee. Okay? And as I've said, no refund for erroneous payment made by the applicant. Kasi nga po, online filing na tayo. Hindi na po kami ang nag-encode yan. Ang mga ating mga filers na. Okay. Let's now go to the eDoc file. Yung kanina po, ATM file. Yun po is para po sa mga initial applications. While this one is for requests, responses after the application. So ito po ang gagamitin natin, eDoc file. And there are also things to prepare before filing, just like in ETM file. The documents should be in PDF format. In the ETM file, ang unang-unang kailangan pong tandaan doon is the image should be in JPEG format. The documents should be in PDF format. Dito po sa eDoc file, lahat po ay kailangan naka-PDF format. Even if the examiner has required the applicant to submit another reproduction of the mark, para kasi siyang response So naka-attach siya doon sa response. Naka-PDF yung response. So bali, PDF din dapat yung inyong naka-attach na image. Kasi naka-ano naman siya, naka-incorporate siya sa response. Ayan. Ito yung mga pwede nyo i-file sa eDoc: responses, requests, copy of notices, and the DAUs. Remember yung DAUs, you can also file it together with your online application kasi kasama siya doon sa mga list ng documents na pwede i-file. List of application for multiple application, registration, or eDoc transaction. Kailangan po yan. Kailangan naka-prepare kung ano po yung fina-file natin na response should be correct, and dapat kasi yung later I will explain yung importance po ng correct application number or mark na fina-file natin. Ayan. Check first the current status of the affected application or registration number. Why? Kasi hindi rin po nagva-validate, katulad ng ETM file, ang eDoc po hindi po nagva-validate ng ating filing or submission. So kung halimbawa, the applicant filed for a request for revival with cost, but the file has been abandoned months ago, or halimbawa last month lang na finally abandoned siya, and you're filing today for a revival with cost, tatanggapin pa rin po yun ng system because the system does not do validation. Hindi siya na mag-check siya na, oops, yung inano mo is, na abandoned finality, na hindi tatanggapin ng system yung filing natin. Hindi po nag-work ng gano'n ng system. So be very careful, check first the status ng ating mark na fina-filean. Baka kasi hindi na kailangan filean, nag-file pa tayo. So pag gano'n, kasama na refund, hindi rin siya mare-refund kasi abandoned finality na nga yung application, and tayo na yung gumawa ng sarili nating filing. So pag ganyan, hindi rin po siya mare-refund. Okay? Pag gano'n naman po na abandoned finality, tapos may mga cases naman na ganyan case to case. Yung iba kasi sabihin wala talagang na-receive, wala as in tapos nakita namin nag-return to sender, yan. May mga cases na ganyan. Yan po, merong consideration, pero hindi po lagi nag-grant, depending po sa reasons and verifications na gagawin din namin. Okay? So be very careful, check first yung status nung fina-file natin ng response or na requests. Yun, makikita niyo po yung system, yung eDoc file system under also the services button here. Yan, eDoc file for trademarks, at saka yung nasa right side is yung e-services na button. Before I proceed dun sa susunod na screen, makikita niyo po dito pala is about eCore. If you observe, wala po yung eCore system dito sa website because hindi naman po kayo kailangan pumasok dun sa eCore para maka-receive ng notices. Ang sinasabi lang dito is how you will receive yung notices coming from the office. Kaya walang eCore system po kayo makikita dito sa website. Huwag po tayong malito, yung eDoc po, yun po yung ginagamit nyo pang-file ng response or na request. Yung eCore, yun po yung system na ginagamit naman namin pang-send ng notices dun sa mga applicants or agents. Yan. Dito po sa initial screen ng eDoc file, you will see na may request group po dyan. Pwede kayong mag-choose na request group if you are very sure na ang pinafile nyo is one of the groups. Kung wala naman, pwedeng diretso na all lang yan, tapos mamili na lang kayo po dito nun sa request type of the proper request to be filed or submitted. Okay? For now, sige, let's use responses. Ayan po yung mga groups na ating makikita if you click on request group at hindi all. Responses. Sige, we click on responses and the request type is, yan, marami po dito. For example, yung hinihingi po ng examiner is for an additional class of payment for an additional class of goods or services. So if you are deciding to pay to cover also this particular class na hindi pa bayad, dapat ito po ang gagamitin nating response to examination with payment for additional class. So yan po, try natin yan. And click on next. And then dito, in the second button, we have the affected trademarks. To click on search in TM view. Remember, ito pong eDoc file, anchored po dito sa ASEAN TM view. So kapag hindi nyo po nakita sa ASEAN TM view, malamang hindi nyo rin po makikita dito sa eDoc file. Okay? So search in TM view. The proper way to do this is to key in the number here. Kapag nag-key in na po kayo ng number, wag na po natin lalagyan ng words in name. Doon po minsan tayo nagkakaroon din ng problema. Some are asking bakit hindi po namin makita yung aming mark. When I ask the filer kung paano nila in-encode, binibigay sa akin na merong number dito and then meron pang word na naka-encode dito. Eh minsan may discrepancy po yung pagka-encode ng words in name dun sa nasa record namin. So in that case, hindi po lalabas sa system. If you know the number, diretsyon dito na lang po ninyo encode and don't key in anything dun sa words in name box. Okay? The format to be used is like this, diretso, 4-2020-1, 2-1-2-3, 1-2-3-4. Because in the, I think in the database, may 00 sa unahan pa yan. So, tanggalin nyo na pa yung 00 sa unahan and key in diretso yung application number. For Madrid files na you are filing for a response or request for Madrid or basta response, key in diretso din yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 na number, for example, na IR. Okay. Then click on search. And then the system will display yung ganito. Ito, for example, this is the mark na ating file na response or na request. Click on the button here, may mag-define lens. And then, yun, papasok na siya, yung file natin, papasok na siya dun sa affected file. Ngayon, errors when you will probably encounter when you file. Sana wala, pero minsan kasi nagkaka-error po. The application number or registration number cannot be found sa system, does not exist ang nakalagay. Pwedeng image format ang mali or country code issues. Ito. Sometimes kasi may mga existing na syempre yung file natin, existing na sa system. But what was in the system is yung UK for United Kingdom, ganyan, the different German Republic, ganyan. But ang correct country code po is GB. So please be patient with us. Kung halimbawa hindi nyo makita, nag-email kayo today sa MIS or sa amin, nag-email kayo na we cannot find the mark in the system. So what we do, syempre i-update muna po namin yung system namin, yung record ng file, but you will see the file na updated the following day. Not kasi ito our ASEAN TM view is updated daily. Pero hindi nyo kaagad siya makikita ngayon, hindi siya real-time status. So the following day. Kaya ang advice po namin for filers na dapat don't wait for the last day to submit your responses or your DAUs. Don't wait for the last day. Kasi kapag ganon, although we inform our processors na oops, this filer has been trying to file today the DAU, kaya lang cannot proceed with the filing because of because the mark cannot be found in the system. Na-inform naman sila. Pero mas maganda sana, kaya mas maganda, medyo i-advance natin konti ng filing. Kahit 1 week, sige, 1 week. At least there's parang may days pa para ma-upload, update ng tama yung data dito sa ASEAN TMV. Para pag-file natin po ng response, makikita na natin yung mark dun sa system. So yan po advice namin, ha. Don't wait for the last day to file don't wait for the deadline to file your responses dun sa mga findings na examiner or yung mga daus natin. Okay? Yung mga renewals din, ganyan din. Don't wait for the last day to file the renewals. Okay. Ang ginagawa po natin is a response to examination action with payment for additional class. Remember, may additional class na hinihingi. So if the examiner asks for additional 1 class, at ito yung file, for example, ito na nga yung file, you have to key in yung additional class. Hindi nyo ilalagay dito. For example, sabi ng examiner, the goods fall under 2 classes. 2 classes. Bayad na yung isa. Bayad na yung isa during the initial filing, ATM file. Don't put here na 2 classes. So sobra po kayo ng payment pag nilagay nyo dyan ng 2 classes. Kung ano lang po yung nire-require na examiner na payment for additional 1 class, additional 2 classes, yun din po ang i-key in natin dito sa box na to. And if you key in the number of additional class, don't forget to press yung enter. If you just key in the class and then click on next here, hindi po babasahin ng system yung in-enter nyo na number of classes. Magkakaroon kayo ng error doon sa computation later kapag hindi nyo pinress ang enter. So click on edit, input the class, and press enter. Again, yung class dito is yung required lang na bayaran. Hindi nyo na po ilalagay dito yung total number of classes including yung binayaran nyo before. Okay? Remember, ang refund, mahihirapan po kayo mag-refund. Baka po hindi natin ma-refund yan. Attachment and declarations. The system will ask for an attachment kasi nga po, this is an e-doc file system. E-doc meaning may document na if-a-file, hindi lang basta payment. Kung halimbawa, the examiner ask for an additional class, katulad nito, hindi pwedeng bayaran nyo lang agad yung additional class. There should be an attachment na covering letter na we are submitting here a response to yung indicate nyo yung kahit na meron ditong affected trademark na, lagay nyo pa rin doon yung fina-filean nyo ng response. Okay, so yan, request letter, attachment, hingi talaga ang system ng ganyan. Sample, kung request type is the U, drop down will include the U. So may the U rin dito. Then browse, and then submit. Now, the file name that will appear here is yung file name na ginamit nyo dun sa file na ina-attach nyo. Okay? So kung gusto nyo, easier, ilagay nyo dito is the file number noong nire-response natin na affected mark para hindi kayo malito. Yun ang magdi-display dito. And then in this case, again, with payment for additional class, this portion here, declarations, check or uncheck. Again, sa e-doc file po, ang default din po ng system is a big entity. So kapag hindi nyo po chinek ito at pinabayaan nyo siyang ganyan, the system will compute for a big entity. So ang babayaran nyo mas malaki. Again, sa refund, mahirapan din po tayo mag-refund kasi tayo ang nag-input dito sa system. So yan, dapat i-check nyo po yan, ganyan, so that it will compute for a small entity. Yan. So this is the fee for a small entity. It's 1,212. And again, draft receipt uli ito. Draft receipt. Ganyan ang madi-display ng draft receipt. Kapag po in-scroll down nyo yung previous page na may draft receipt, ito ang makikita nyo. Sorry po, it's a little bit blurred, pero ito po ang itsura niya. Okay, at na-adjustment. Later, I will show you a comparison of this acknowledgement and another acknowledgement sample. And then the confirmation. Ito na yung sa button na confirmation towards the end of the filing of your document. For this one, a signature type, you always choose the manual signature. Even if there's an electronic signature here, hindi po yun ang gagamitin natin. Because if you insist on clicking the electronic signature, you will encounter an error sa pagpa-file nyo. So please remember na manual signature lang po tayo ngayon. Siguro po in the future, magkaroon kami ng electronic, i-inform din namin naman kayo na you can already use the electronic signature dito. But for now, please choose manual signature. Ito naman ang default eh. Pag punta nyo dito sa system, yan na kaagad ang lalabas dyan. And then key in the name of the signatory, email of the signatory, tsaka yung place of signature. Then click on confirm request by a manual signature. Okay? Kapag nag-stop kayo dun sa previous page kanina na ano lang na acknowledgement, hindi kayo nakarating dito, ibig sabihin, you were not able to finish your filing. So wag po kayong magtataka na minsan bakit we filed a response, we filed a response on this date, ganyan. How come you didn't receive the response? Yan po minsan ang reason natin. Na-excite tayo masyado doon sa acknowledgement na nakita natin before, kaya hindi na tayo nagtuloy-tuloy. Ito pa yung last stage ng ng ating filing. So click on confirm request by a manual signature. And then magdi-display po yung ganyan. Number assigned to the request is ganyan, 65630. Tapos may download file. Ganun din po, pag nag-download file kayo, huwag niyo kakalimutan bumalik ulit dito para sa payment gateway. Yan, start filing. Ito po kasi sa eDoc file, you cannot file you cannot submit two request types sa isang transaction. Kasi dun sa unang-unang slide nakita nyo na nag-click tayo ng response or your request type. Once lang ang once mo lang pwede siyang gamitin. Kung hindi, pag ganun, pag may file ka uli, wag ka muna pumunta sa payment gateway na button, but go back dun sa first step, tapos you choose another request. Tapos kapag dating dito, at least dalawa na ang kung halimbawa babayaran din yung isa, dalawa na ang ikukumpute na system na request. So yung filing fee niya, magiging dalawa na. Ganun po ang mangyayari. Halimbawa, the payment for the caller claim, it's another type of request. Itong ginamit natin is sa filing for additional class, kaya meron tayong 1212. What if the examiner asks for the payment also for caller claim? Katulad nung yung filing natin kanina, it's a heart with the star na red and blue star. Yun for example, nag-fall sa another class, so one class, another may caller claim siya. So dalawang klaseng request types yun. So bali dalawang payments. Specific po ang eDoc file natin of what you are filing or responding na notice. So kung may filing fee na class, one request type yon, and then may isa pa na caller claim. Payment for additional caller claim. Makikita niyo po yun doon sa drop down. Pag ganun po, pagdating po dito sa screen na to, pwedeng wag niyo muna i-click yung payment gateway. Para balik muna kayo doon sa isa, click niyo yung additional caller claim. Tapos pagdating dito, para mag-compute na siya ng total, both initial filing, both additional class for yung additional class na fee at saka yung caller claim. Yan. And then same sa ATM file, the system will direct you to the payment options. Yan. Same step po dun sa sa ating filing kanina sa ATM file. Tapos nandito yung total amount. Tapos nakalagay din yung email ad na ginamit. Yan, things to remember. All documents to be attached in PDF format. Ito na yung kanina po na sinabi ko. Let's skip on this. So I think that ends the e-doc file discussion. And the email addresses to remember, pag may problema po tayo sa ating filing for payment issues, ito po yun, e-payment.queries. BOT for e-doc issues, for example, for follow-ups din, pwede po dito sa BOT at IPO field. Very ano naman po tong BOT, ano po to, talaga nag-check po ng emails na dumadating. For ATM file, e-doc issues on error messages and e-core issues, yung server.error. And for Madrid queries, kami rin po yon, madrid at ipofield.gov.ph. So yan po yung mga pwede nating sendan ng requests. Yun nga lang po, ang reminder po uli, baka po ngayon yung deadline nyo, mag-file ng DAU, tapos ngayon hindi kayo mag-send ng query, i-update pa lang namin yan kung dahil sa hindi nyo makita sa system, at i-update namin sa system yung record nung file, the following day nyo pa po siya makikita sa e-doc file. There. So that ends yung ATM file and e-doc file. Now, I will proceed to the office actions and request types. Ito kasi medyo nagkakalito-lito pa rin po tayo. What kind of request na isasubmit natin according dun sa hinihingi ng examiners or ng IPO field. So ito, hindi ko na po, I will not go through them one by one. Medyo mahaba po siya. But at least ito pong mga most common. If the office action of the examiner deals with issues na under 8293, yung mga descriptive, ganyan, generic, false connection, ang request type na gagamitin is response to examination action without payment. Kasi hindi naman siya nangangailangan na babayaran. For example, yung issue na examiner is descriptive. Minsan kasi nag-i-issue kami ng descriptive kasi bawal po sa amin ng piecemeal descriptive, pero nakalagay doon, notwithstanding yung issues above, the findings above, meron ding issues minsan sa class and sa caller claim na babayaran. Although sometimes we also include yung payment shall be made when successfully traverses yung issues dun sa taas. Minsan ganon. Pero kung walang ganon, at sa tingin nyo naman talagang hindi naman siya descriptive, or halimbawa cited mark, tapos merong ito na lang, cited mark with additional issue for additional class and caller claim. You can use hindi itong gagamitin nyo kasi may kasamang payment So you can either use ito, payment for additional class, response to examination action with payment for additional class, like what I've shown you a while ago, yung sample natin sa e-doc file, and then state there the answer dun sa registrability issues. Halimbawa, yung may cited mark. Isama nyo na dito sa response nyo sa additional class ng about sa finding na cited mark. Pwede yon. Pwede naman, gusto nyo hiwalay pa rin. Kasi nga yung system namin hindi pwedeng dalawang sabay i-file, di ba? So one at a time. Ito muna, i-file nyo yung response to examination without payment para dun sa issues na yon. Kung gusto nyo lang, tapos another one for this additional class. Pero both instances dapat meron po tayong attachment. Kaya sinasuggest ko rin po, kung may registrability issues na cited mark at may additional class, dito nyo na siya ilagay sa additional class kasama yung response dun sa cited mark. Okay? Tapos, I indicated here na pwedeng response or extension of time to file response. Why? Because some filers still need time to respond dun sa issues. So what they file is they file for extension of time to file response. Also this one, again, a reminder, an extension of time, hindi yan i-validate ng system kung ang final nating request for extension of time is beyond dun sa 2-month period to reply. Dapat po kasi ang extension of time request within the period din po ng 2 months dun sa initial na response time. So ganyan po, tatanggapin pa rin po yan ng system kahit lagpas na, kahit for abandonment na rin ata yung file. for abandonment na yung file, tatanggapan pa rin ng system yung extension of time natin. Ganyan. So, sa refund, hindi nyo rin siya ma-refund kasi kayo mismo ang nag-file. Yan, extension of time. Kaya please check the status of the file before submitting your response or request. Then, etong maiba, required payment of color claim. Ang proper response po dyan, response to examination with payment of color claim. Ayan. Kung hindi naman kayo hindi naman kayo mag-claim ng color, don't use this request type because this request type has a corresponding fee agad sa system. So what you submit is a response to examination without payment. Kapag po you don't claim for colors, parang itong nasa first row na request type. Okay? Then requiring payment for priority claim. Response to examination action with payment of additional priority claims. Kasi kulang ang nabayad doon sa filing. So ito naman ang gagamitin. Question. Minsan po kasi we receive this kind of queries na the classes covered are 3 pero dalawa lang ang claim may claim ng priority, dalawa lang, yung isa wala. How will you file your priority claim? Kasi hindi pwedeng sa ATM file kasi ang ATM file sakto kasi siya. Whatever yung classes covered, yung number of classes, for example, you are filing for 3 classes. Ang priority claim will also include yung class na hindi nyo fina-filean sana ng priority claim, na walang priority claim. So 3 classes pa rin ang babayaran nyo. I suggest po, sa ngayon po kasi hindi pa talaga magawa ng system na hiwalay yung isa sa ATM file na hindi bayaran yung priority claim. Yun po, sana po magkaroon na kami ng ganon, ma-enhance. Sa ngayon kasi, I suggest na gamitin na filing yun nandito sa eDoc file kasi dito pwede nyo po i-input yung number of classes na fina-file natin ng priority claim. For example, 2 classes silang talaga meron. So, if you remember dun sa may box na sabi ko, i-key in nyo yung number of classes na babayaran and then click on enter. Yun din po ang gagamitin natin dito sa priority claim. Basta po meron pong payment based on the number of classes, yung ganun po ang process ang gagamitin natin. So ang priority claim na hindi lahat covered, ito po ang sinasuggest namin sa eDoc file pupunta. Okay? Doon po sa payment of additional class and renewal, pwede pa rin po dito sa eDoc file. By the way, the renewal of term, hindi po siya pumapasok sa ATM file kasi ang nasa ATM file is the regular trademark application. Since this is a renewal, it's a post-filing or post-submission. It should be filed via the eDoc file. Meron po tayong request type specific for renewals, yung renewal of term or request for renewal. Makikita niyo po yung sa drop-down ng eDoc file. Okay, so ito pong eDoc file din ang gagamitin. And if the examiner issues an action na the finding na meron, nag-fall na pala siya sa 2 classes. Kasi dati, do sa previous classification ng goods and services, nung araw, 10 years ago, 1 class lang talaga siya. Pero ngayon, 2 classes pala. So the filer or the applicant can use this request type to pay for the additional class sa renewal. Yung additional class and renewal, payment for additional class and renewal. Yan. So ito pa po yung ibang office actions. Medyo madami. Ito po, refusal. Ito pong refusal, minsan po kasi nalilito ang ating mga filers. For example, naka-receive sila ng the mark may not be registered because it nearly resembles an earlier filed mark. Ganyan. Kunwari ganon. Ang gagawin ng filer, ang isa-file nila kaagad is notice of appeal. The appeal to the director, mga ganyan. Pag yan po ang ginamit natin, para doon sa registrability report, magko-compute na po ang system ng I think it's 3,000 ata ang fee ngayon na appeal. When in fact, ang hinihingi lang naman ng na examiner is hindi pa siya refusal. Kasi kung refusal na, the title of the office action or yung marireceive yung document is a refusal. So dito, pag ganun, appeal talaga ang kailangan nyo i-file. But if it's just a registrability report, initial action, at gusto nyo lang gusto nyo lang makipag-argue dun sa findings sa examiner sa registrability report, hindi po ito gagamitin. Dapat response to examination action without payment. Kung yun ang finding na examiner. Yan po. Be very careful din po of using yung appeal to the ito po ginagamit lang pag refusal na po ang na-receive. Although sometimes meron ding questioning yung correctness, ayun, pwede naman po yun ang gamitin, pero kasi iba pa rin iba may payment kasi yun kung ganun. Usually talaga dapat response muna before filing this appeal or question. Okay. So sa daw ganun din, there are specific action types or request types to be filed depending on the action by the examiner. So yan, response to the action, the payment, kapag po humihingi lang ng additional info dun sa submitted DAU. Pero kapag humihingi siya ng may additional class, ang nabayaran mo lang sa DAU, ang registration covers 3 classes, but you only paid for 1 class. Isingilin kayo ng examiner. You have to choose the request type na response to the action with payment for additional class and key in again the additional class to be paid. Hindi yung total classes. Ngayon naman, kung halimbawa, hindi naman yun na pala ikino-cover. 3 classes nga ang registered nyo, pero you don't use it for the 2 classes, 1 class na lang. So you use use this request type response to the action without payment and state there that we are covering or we are only using now the goods for ganitong classes. So in that case, hindi kayo hihingi ng system ng payment for additional class. Okay? So yan po, hindi ko na po isa-isahin to office action. Basta po nandun yan sa lahat ng request types natin. Depending on the requirement by the examiner. Ayan, request type in the ganyan din. Madrid International Application, pwede niyo rin po i-file via eDoc file. So for example, question, naka-receive kami ng query na magfa-file sila ng Madrid via Madrid system. Saan nila isa-submit, sa ATM file ba or sa eDoc file? Hindi po sa ATM file, but sa eDoc file. Meron po specific dyan, Madrid International Application. I-attach nyo po yung inyong filing ng Madrid. Tapos ang affected mark, pag humingi ang system na affected trademark, ay ilalagay nyo po doon yung ginagamit yung locally filed mark or registered mark na gagamitin nyo pang file na inyong Madrid. So yun po yung i-encode nyo doon. Huwag po malilito, yun po i-encode natin. So makikita namin yun na may pumasok na Madrid filing. Okay. Power of attorney, pwede rin po power of attorney na i-file dito sa eDoc. Kanina sa ATM file, meron din. Kasabay ng ATM filing, pwede rin nyo na i-file yung power of attorney. These are the additional request types. I'm telling you now na siguro talagang madadagdagan pa rin po ito, but we'll inform you na na magkakaroon kami, or for example, the next retooling, may additional kami, dadagdag uli namin may info dito na meron kami, pwede kayong gamitin ulit additional request type. Ayan. Lahat na recordan, nandun po. Dun sa payment na agent fee, depending po kung allowed na yung mark. So, dapat allowed na po yung gagamitin natin dito. Yung payment na agent fee for registered allowed marks. Okay, request for replacement, nandiyan na rin po siya. Certified copy, priority examination, nandiyan din po. Yan, medyo madami-dami. Payment. Yung surcharge, nandito rin po. Kung halimbawa, beyond na ng renewal period kayo nag-file kayo mga a week after, may surcharge na po yun, nandito rin po yun, yung surcharge. At saka kapag po nag-issue ang action na examiner na payment for surcharge, ito rin po ang gagamitin natin na request type. voluntary abandonment, voluntary cancellation, also in the eDoc file. There. Let me go now to the common mistakes and reminders again sa pagpa-file via online filing. Common mistakes. Ito po yung pinakita ko kanina sa inyo, acknowledgement, 'di ba? May acknowledgement kayo nakitang ganyan, na-excite kayo, pinabayaan niyo na. Tapos dinownload nyo, inattach nyo dun sa revival without cost sa amin. Ngayon, please observe this documents na ipapakita ko po, ipa-flash ko. This one, and then makikita nyo dito, another document, same, acknowledgement. Yan, ganyan. Sorry, iba lang yung sample ko na mark dito, iba yung sample na mark dito. Pero same naman siya, idea ko na ipapakita sa inyo. Please notice that there is the date here of the filing. Ayan, October 17, 2021. While in the second screen, ayun, may date din siya, 2021, pero may reference number na mahaba. And most importantly, meron siyang signed by IPO fill na ganyan. So kung ipapakita niyo po sa amin, kasi we usually ask for the proof of your filing kapag po halimbawa na-abandon siya or you're following up with your following up the status of your application kasi nag-respond kay ganito, we ask for this acknowledgement o kaya yung proof na nag-file kayo. Kapag nakita po namin ganito, ang final nyo is the one in the in screen number 1, malalaman na namin kaagad na hindi successfully filed yung application. Hindi nyo natapos yan. While do sa second, ayan, natapos nyo, may ganyan. Merong digitally signed. Pwedeng dapat pumasok siya sa system, pero hindi rin po doon nag-e-end kasi baka po na ipasok nyo naman siya sa maling file. Ayan, check din namin yan if tama po yung pinasukan yung affected trademark. Kasi kapag hindi, ganun din, hindi rin na makikita unless pumunta kami doon sa file na in-encode nyo when the system asked for the affected trademark. So yan ang nagiging cause po na ating mga minsan ng abandonment at saka pag hindi namin pagtanggap sa system ng mga properly ng mga responses or requests. Okay. Common mistakes. Yan, use of JPEG file format as attachment in the file. Yan. Kasi kapag ganyan po ang ginamit natin sa eDoc file, remember, eDoc file kailangan PDF format. Pag ganyan ang ginamit, magkakaroon ng ganitong error sa baba, IO exception error while building PDF. Ganyan. Ibig sabihin, ang inattach nyo is in doc or JPEG format. Hindi siya tatanggapin ng system. And then another, ayan, reminder. Ulit, pag inattach nyo to the wrong affected trademark, the system will not validate that it is not properly attached. So dapat be very careful kapag po tayo nag-use ng online filing system. Just like when we use the yung online payments natin, ganun din po dapat tayo kaingat. Hindi porke na lang to, trademark, sabihin trademark filing yan, ganyan. Dapat maingat din po tayo sa pagpa-file na ating mga request via the online systems. And reminders again, ATM file, marked in Japanese, ulitin ko lang, figurative mark siya. And use of one email address. Pag nagbago po ng email address, we have to notify the office para yun na po ang ilalagay namin na email address sa inyong record. For eDoc file, no conversion of small entity to big entity and use also of one email address. Minsan may magsasabi na we are only a small entity. Bakit malaki ang binayaran namin? Kasi you forgot to click on the declaration of small entity dun sa system. Kaya I've been reminding you kanina na be very careful, dapat i-click nyo, i-tick nyo yung na small entity kayo kasi ang default ng system is for a big entity. So paano po yan makokorek? Sa susunod na filing nyo, hindi nyo na makokorek yung dati dun sa natapos yung filing, but you have to click on this portion on your next filing. Halimbawa, magbabayad na kayo ng, let's say, magdadao na kayo. So don't forget to click dun sa small entity para po small entity na po ang mabayaran natin. Because in our system, wala po kaming system na automatic na i-click namin na small entity kayo, tapos para automatic malink dito na small na rin kayo sa lahat ng filings, hindi po ganun. So dapat aware tayo pag nagpa-file tayo na hinihingi ng system kung anong klaseng small or big ba tayo. Okay? And then again, missing files, ulitin ko lang, country code, image error, new files not yet reflected in the ASEAN TM view. Okay, yun na po ang last. So I'm now, do I still have time for questions now or stop share ko muna po stop share. There. Let me, okay, meron din dito pong question. Let me answer this question first. Oops, 11 na pala. Sorry, only one question pa lang naman so I'll answer this one. Hi, Ms. Val, paano po kung may lower and uppercase po yung letters? Ganyan, kailangan po yung isa is in lowercase, consider as figurative word mark na po ba, then upload. Yes, kasi po hindi po magre-reflect sa system na may small letters and capital letters pa kayo doon sa representation nyo. So dapat figurative po yung i-file natin na figurative word mark po i-file natin para po yun po ang makapture ng system. Okay? Okay, I think so far yun pa lang. Later we still have a portion para doon sa question and answer po. So para po diretso po ang ating discussion, maybe we can ask now Ms. Maluvaron for the next topics. Thank you po sa lahat. Malu, the floor is yours. I'll answer the question later kung meron pa po. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Marilu Baron from Trademark 5, Examining Division 5, and also member of the Madrid unit. So for today, I will discuss the tutorial for the Madrid electronic tools. Okay. Okay. Let's start. So for today, I will walk you through the Madrid monitor, the e-renewal for Madrid fee calculator. We will do a live demo and the Madrid member profiles. As mentioned earlier, I will not discuss regarding the global brand database because the WIPO is currently enhancing the UI for the global brand database. So, as a backgrounder po muna para po dun sa mga hindi pa aware for the MSMEs or individual filers here who are not familiar with or hindi pa po alam kung ano yung Madrid system. The Madrid system is a convenient and cost-effective solution for registering and managing trademarks worldwide. Why convenient? Because you only have to file a single application and one set of fees. And then you can apply for protection for up to 128 countries. So for the Philippines po, the accession took effect on July 25, 2012. So naka 10 years na po tayo sa Madrid system. Now for the Madrid monitor, ito po yung URL niya. So for the Madrid monitor, it's exclusively contains records of international registrations. So if you want to access or to check on the trademarks filed via the national route, you should use the Global Brands Database. Kasi po, yung Global Brands Database, siya po yung nagko-contain ng both IR, international registrations, and national registrations po. It is also used to track real-time status of IR documents. We also use this Madrid monitor po to generate statistics. Mamaya po i-walk through ko po kayo on how to generate statistic on For example, if you want to check the countries na top designators natin, kung anong classes tayo, and vice versa, kung ano po yung mga local Madrid filers natin, anong country yung dinedesignate nila. This database is free of charge and no login is required. Now, this is the user interface of the Madrid Monitor. So there are 4 search parameters that you can use: the simple search, advanced search, real-time search, and image search. A simple search, if you know the IR number, you can use this. The advanced search, for example, for this one, I want to check IRs containing fossil, the word fossil. So yan. So on the left side of the screen, ito po yung mga filters natin. We can filter according to the office of origin, the designated countries containing this word na may fossil, or the type of mark, and the classification. Yeah, for the advanced search, dun sa kaninang screen, ginamit ko po dun yung advanced search. So for this one, for the trademark, you can check phonetic, search via phonetic, or you can do fuzzy search. For example, you want ibaguhin po natin yung mga vowels into asterisk para po makita natin yung mga wildcard entries. And then you can also limit your search according to the NIST classification to the designated countries and office of origin. Mamaya pa magla-live po tayo. For the real-time search, ito po yung sinasabi ko na you can check the status of each document na pinapasa sa WIPO. Minsan po kasi nakaka-receive po kami ng response na we already submitted a limitation of goods and services sa WIPO. Tapos, or minsan naman po nag-change of ownership na siya or may transfer. Please note na we cannot change, or these changes cannot be recorded po sa aming system habang kung hindi pa siya, hindi kami pa na-notify, or at the same time hindi pa siya na i-inscribe sa official gazette ng WIPO. For example, for this one, for IR 1586923, see, as you can see here, ito po, may status po siya, the inscription date and the date of publication po sa OG, and then yung OG edition or OG official gazette week. For example, for this one, so second part fee ng Japan, it is still under examination po with WIPO. Hindi po kasi agad-agad ini-inscribe kasi tinitingnan pa po, nag-undergo pa po ng formality examination lahat ng documents natin na pinapasa with WIPO. Ayan. We can also do image search. This is the same functionality na makikita nyo sa global brand database. It's just that the results is limited for IRs po. The concept, this concept is the AI capability of the system. Kung hindi nyo po alam yung Vienna classification ng mark, ng figurative element, you can let the system do the search using the AI capability. For example, for this one, pinikap ko lang po ito sa Google na koala image. So see, ito po, lahat na ng may koala-like na or bear-like images, nilabas niya po. So again, you can limit or filter the result kung gusto niyo po yung sa active or yung pending marks po. Okay. Let's go live. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay. So this is the user interface for the Madrid monitor. Now, for the advanced search, we can do a lot of things po dito. We can filter yung search natin sa holder. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina na yung sa trademark po, yung fuzzy, phonetic, and stemming. For example, if you want to know how many designations na po ay na-receive ng Philippines, you can just enter PH here or Philippines. Philippines. So here. To date, we have 58,220 designations. 55,000 active. And if you want to know the top designators po, just click in this origin, expand. So yun, sa result po is yung China po yung ating suki, kumbaga. Then followed by US and the European Union. For the class, i-expand lang po natin yung window, type descending. So yan. So we are designated for scientific and electronic apparatuses. 35 second is for business processes, business related processes. 42 for scientific and technological services. Class 5 for pharma. Class 3 for cosmetics. Now, for the type of mark, ayan, yung standard type, verbal element lang, mark and color, 3D mark. As you can see, this sound mark, 0 po siya kasi we do not accept sound mark pa po. So it's 0. Now, balik tayo. Let's check the Philippine marks na nag-file na ng international registration. Coincidentally, I want to invite you po for the MSMEs here. Kung interesado po kayo to protect your mark sa international level, please message us. We do online one-on-one consultation, of course, free of charge, if you want your mark protected abroad. And also, banggit ko na lang din po, meron po kami ni-launch na program, the One for the World. This is for the marks na magpo-proceed sa international registration. So yan, i-email nyo lang po kami or mag-email po kayo sa BOT email address or sa Facebook, sa mga Facebook viewers po natin. If you're interested po, we will conduct a one-on-one consultation on this kung kayo po ay qualified. And kung hindi nyo naman, if you have the capability naman po or may financial naman po kayo to finance or para dun sa fees, and you want lang to know more about the Madrid system, yun po, i-message nyo lang din po kami. Yan. So now, we have 456 local marks na nasa Madrid na. Yan, si Katingko. So lahat po ito ay may international registration number na. May pending. May 21 pending pa. This meaning these are under examination pa. Now, tingnan po natin kung ano yung top countries na dinedesignate natin. So number 1 is Singapore. Number 2 is US, and then China, followed by Vietnam and Korea. Now, for classes, okay. So, yung mga marks po natin, more on food, followed by tech apparatus, and then business-related services. Okay. I guess that's it for the mid section. Okay, sorry. Now let's go to the Madrid renewal service. So same with national, the IR has 10 years lifespan with unlimited years, unlimited for renewal. So for subsequent designation po, it has the same lifespan po with dun sa initial designation, meaning the renewal is also counted from the IR date po. So lagi po naming ina-advise na halimbawa the mark is due for renewal on December, and then magsa-subsequent designation pa today, September. To be mindful po kung kailan po gagawin yung subsequent designation, because pagdating po sa renewal, isasama na po natin i-renew itong mark subsequent designation natin na ilang buwan lang yung lifespan niya. So for this one, this is filed directly using the online renewal service sa WIPO, or fill up the MM11 to be submitted to the Office of Origin. Mamaya po magla-live po tayo, pero hindi natin babayaran syempre. We will try to file an online renewal po. So this one should be filed by the holder or representative recorded sa ID. Kasi karaniwan po na tinatanong sa amin, yung local agent, pwede po ba kami mag-file sa ID? Yes, kung tayo po ay yung Office of Origin, pero kung tayo po ay designated country, yung representative on record lang po ang pwedeng mag-file sa ID. Tapos no changes to be filed together with renewal. Unlike for the national po, pwede po tayong isabay na natin yung mga change of name, or halimbawa may idadrop tayong goods and services. Hindi po yun allowed. So we have to be careful, or proper, dapat i-timing po natin kung halimbawa mag-transfer po tayo. Dapat po halimbawa may transfer tayo, gawin natin yon bago tayo mag-renew. Kasi pipick upin ng record yung ID is kung ano po yung current niya. So, or you can request for the changes before the renewal or after the renewal na po. Same with the limitations po. Kung may idadrop tayong goods and services classification, you should do it before the renewal or after. Pag after na, kailangan mo na rin bayaran yung yung renewal fee for this class kasi it's computed per class din po. Oops. Yan. So this is the user interface for the renewal. For this one, kailangan na po natin ng login kasi kina-capture niya na po pati yung email address nung nag-login for this for the transaction. Yan. Renewal. For example po, this one, sinek ko wala pa nga siyang renewal, and then designated po yung Philippines. Yan. Ang maganda po sa paggamit ng online renewal ni WIPO is that pinaano niya na kagad, pinapopulate niya na kagad yung info ni IR. At the same time, yung itong mga notes po na your trademark has expired and is within the grace period. Para po, kumbaga at every step of the way, meron siyang reminder. At the same time, yung computation niya is exact. So kasi pag gumamit tayo, di ba, nag-MM11 tayo, tapos nag-fee calculator tayo. The fee calculator is approximate lang po ng mga fees. So we strongly advise na we take advantage po of the online renewal service para po less yung irregularities na ma-receive natin, less hassle din po sa atin. At the same time po kasi, this system will also either you can pay online din po. Ide-direct niya kayo sa kanilang payment gateway. Unlike dun sa pag nag-file pa tayo ng paper filing using MM11, you need to go to the banks po to do the bank transfer. Now, for example, yun siya. So this one, nakakategorize po siya dun sa mga countries na may total grant of protection or yung for some of the goods lang, meaning may mga na-drop na during the examination or nilimit na siya during the examination ng mga goods and services. Yeah, for example, si Philippines kasi granted siya for all the goods and services. Isa lang yung tinik ko. Ayan. So, as you can see, nag-prompt kagad siya na hindi natin sinelect lahat ng countries na kinover natin during the designation na meron tayong protection. So, ayan, here. Naka-ano na siya, exact computation na po siya. For this one, we have to pay 1,121 Swiss franc. Ayan. Hanggang dito na lang po tayo, wala po akong pambayad. So, you can pay via credit card or kung meron po tayong current account sa WIPO, pwede po nating i-tick ito and then sila na po yung mag-debit dun sa ating current account with WIPO. So, stop share. Punta po tayo, mag-live po tayo. So, yan. Kailangan po natin mag-login. So, dapat po meron tayong WIPO IP portal account. So, the menu, click po natin yung menu, then trademarks. File and manage, e-Madrid. Here. So, andito na po lahat ng online services ni WIPO. For example, and if you want to file for MM2, andito na rin si Madrid Monitor. Subsequent designation, andito na rin po. So, naka-bundle na siya sa isang page. Get started. Kung ay mag-live po tayo sa renewal. Medyo mabagal. Kanina po kasi naka-down lahat ng eTools ni Madrid, muntikan na ako maiha. Wala kasi ako maila-live. Okay, ayaw niya. Mukhang May something. Okay. Mabagal lang talaga siya. Yan. So, meron po dito nakalagay na renewal is available for 3 months before the renewal date. Why 3 months? Kasi po, yung po yung parang may brackets on the payment. Kasi, yes, nagbabago-bago siya every so yun nga po yung kagandahan if we use the online payment or the online filing kasi exact na siya. Hindi na siya mag-fall sa approximates. Tapos, hindi na rin tayo makaka-receive ng IR kasi sila na mismo yung nag-compute. Yung system na mismo nila yung nag-compute ng fees. The WIPO will also, 6 months prior to the expiration date of the IR, WIPO will send a notification sa holder or sa representative informing them na magdue na for renewal si IR. For example, yung kaninang example natin, 1134. Start renewal. Okay. So, yan. So, nakapopulate na po yung yung details niya. Continue. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina na nakakategorize lahat ng designated country niya according to the grant of protection na in-issue ni country. For example, for this one, total protection po yung binigay ng mga countries na to. If we scroll down, ito po yung may mga limited goods and limited classification lang. Check natin yan. Kunwari, and China. Okay. Yan. Ayan, ayun na naman siya. Nag-message na naman siya na hindi natin clinic lahat. So let's continue. Ayan. So ground total of 1,500 Swiss franc. Ayan. So pwede po tayo magbayad via credit card or current account with WIPO. If we have a current account with WIPO. So nandiyan na lang po tayo. Baka tayo yung masingil. Okay. Let's go back to my presentation. Okay. Yan. So alternatively, pwede po tayo mag-file ng MM11. Kung tayo po yung Office of Origin, pwede po tayo mag-file ng MM11. Download lang po natin yung sa Madrid page ng WIPO, yung PDF file. Ayan. Tapos na pala. So, meron po, may mga available po na tutorial si WIPO. Kasama na rin po yung renewal. This is free of charge. Pwede nyo pong i-access lahat ng available tutorials ni WIPO. Now, let's go to Madrid fee calculator. Touch there. Here. Fee calculator. Again, estimates po siya. You can choose ito new application for IA, subsequent designation. Second part fee po, ito po ay yung mga, for example, sa Japan, hindi niya po kasi agad sinisingil ng yung buong fees para sa designation ng Japan. So, mag-aantay po tayo na matapos muna yung yung substantive examination nila bago sila maningil nung second part. And also, you can file for, check po the renewal fee. Example sa renewal, ayan. Philippines. Yan po, kung alin po yung, dito, yung number of classes. Kunwari, 2. Ayan. Ito po is your mark within the grace period. Ito po yung isa dun sa difference niya dun sa naka-online. At least siya, alam niya na nasa grace period ka pa or eligible ka pa for renewal or subject to surcharge na yung renewal mo. Example, US. Calculate. And 456,561. Yan. Ito po yung total ng ano. These are estimates po. Now, ayun. Meron din po kami mga nare-receive na mga queries, yung paano mag-submit ng response for this particular designation, kung tayo po yung OO, Office of Origin, paano po, kailangan ba namin mag-hire ng local agent, ano ba yung mga opposition process nila. Makikita po natin yan, yung mga information regarding the Madrid member dito po sa Madrid member profile. So we go to the Madrid page of the WIPO website. And then this one, access supporting tools. So, like I mentioned earlier, lahat po siya ay nakakompile na sa isang page. So this one, consult Madrid system profiles. Let's get started. Ayan. Here. So lahat po ng members andito. For example, you want to check. So lang. Next, click next. Ayan. Kung halimbawa gusto niyo yung general information, you can filter po kung ano po yung gusto niyo lang malaman. Kasi medyo mahaba po kasi kasama na dito pati yung mga law nila, applicable law, yung mga yan, kung ano yung procedure nila pag sa invalidation, sa replacement. For example, gusto ko lang makita kung sino yung kukontakin ko if I have a query regarding Madrid designation sa Switzerland. For this one, yung parang basic information lang. Or the type of mark. Click next. Ayan. So, see, masipag silang mag-update. September 5 ang last update. So, guarantee yan na lahat ay updated. So, hindi siya nagdi-display. It should display. Why? Why? Blooper. Bakit hindi siya nag-display? Ayun. So, example na lang po dito sa Madrid, Philippines. Ayan. Pati yung holidays natin naka-display. Kung sino po yung kukontakin natin. Kung if we have questions po. Balik tayo. Wala naman Philippines. Let's start. Let's try US. Ayan. Ito po. So, yan, naka-display po lahat ng information natin na kailangan natin. So, if you have a particular question po regarding dun sa processes ng Madrid member, dito po natin makikita sa Madrid member profile. Okay, that ends my presentation. We're now open for the Q&A po.
Yes, thank you, Malu. And before we answer some of the questions, we will post the attendance and evaluation link po dito sa chat box. Kindly fill them out. And for the first question, Malu, this is there. Tama, ay, saan pa po ba yan? Ayun. Can we apply? There's a question here, Malu. Can we apply for the trademark registration locally and through Madrid protocol simultaneously? That's a question from me. Can we apply for the trademark registration locally and through Madrid protocol simultaneously?
Important po kasi sa Madrid filing is you have the basic mark po muna. If you already know the details po, yung basic mark, registry application number, ang ginagawa po kasi ngayon is mag-file sila today ng application para lang po makuha nating application number kasi kasama po dun sa information dun sa MM2 yung details on the basic mark. So we have to provide for details regarding ng application and then filing date po.
Okay, thank you. Another question, if saan po, this one, kasi I didn't mention the notification of provisional refusals which were notified na late. We had this problem, but we've been trying to solve it now. So, we hopefully ma-okay na po yung system. But for now, yung mga nare-receive po natin provisional refusals, medyo delayed po yung pagka-transmit namin kasi nagka-problema nga. So dapat ang basis ngayon ng response natin is from the notification of WIPO. Kasi if you notice, masyado malayo yung signature doon sa notification po na na-receive natin. In that case po, and it's hindi po ito ang regular rule natin for Madrid responses dahil lang po nagka-problema tayo. So the basis is from the notification of WIPO, and if it deals with the submission of the home registration, which has 6 months to reply, ang po rin niya is 6 months pa rin siya, although 2 months po yung naka-attach dun sa notification, 6 months pa rin po ang filing ng response to the home registration or submission po ng ating home registration. Yun po yung sagot doon. And another question, ayun, kasi it deals with eDoc file, no? Yung Madrid subsequent designation po sa eDoc file, I'll answer it for the benefit of the other participants here. Yung eDoc, yung subsequent designation po na nakikita natin sa eDoc file, it's for the subsequent designation ng mga filings na nag-originate sa Philippines. Meaning, ang ginamit pong basic mark, yung final dito sa Philippines or na-register sa Philippines. Kung ang gagamitin nyo po, gusto nyo mag-designate, for example, the holder wants to designate again the Philippines because their mark has been invalidated dito sa Philippines because of non-submission of the U. Doon po dapat sa Office of Origin nila, kung halimbawa sa US sila ang Office of Origin nila, doon po dapat nila i-file yung subsequent designation or via the subsequent designation sa WIPO, yung online subsequent designation po nila. Pero not po in the Philippines. Yan po. Yan po yung ano dyan ha. Huwag po tayong malito. Yung mga nakalagay po sa e-doc file natin is kung nag-originate dito sa Philippines. Pero kung hindi, doon po dapat kung saan country sila may basic mark or directly sa WIPO. Okay? Ano pa po questions? Baka po may reminder again, the attendance and the evaluation link ay nakapost na po sa chat box. Ikaw, Malu, do you have questions there? Baka may questions.
Wala naman, pero i-share ko lang siguro where to check po yung notification date ng PRP. Para po, pwede na kayo na po yung share. This one po, this is affected. Isa sa mga dun sa mga late notification po sa IB. So you just click on PH para diretso po tayo sa PH issuances. Here. Ito po. Dito po tayo magbe-base. Date of notification.
As you can see, medyo malayo na po yung di ba, yung receipt ng IB sa date of notification. So para po maging fair lang po sa mga holders, since hindi naman nila fault ng system, the reckoning period should be counted from this date.
Sa mga 2-month period po 2-month period yung for example yung descriptive or confusingly similar, pero kapag home registration 6 months from this date. Yun lang po. Okay. Wala na akong question dito.
Other questions? Okay, mukhang wala na mga questions na ako na-receive. Okay, wala na. If ever you have questions na later nyo maisip, you can email us. Pwede sa BOT mail or alam nyo naman po yung mga email address sa mga familiar po sa amin regarding dun sa mga questions nyo, and we'll answer them po kapag po nakita namin. Wala na po other questions. Baka meron pa pong questions there na gustong matanong ngayon. May question here na is there a similar, I don't know if you can answer this, pero is there a similar online system for copyright?
Oh,
Malu, can you answer that? Or
I have no idea po.
that's from a question from Facebook ata to. Right now po kasi we are digitalizing. Lahat talaga, we are transforming into parang digitized agency na. So gusto namin lahat i-automate at saka magkaroon kami ng online filing. So siguro po in the future magkakaroon na rin po siguro sa ibang like copyright. I'm not sure, pero right now wala pa po akong balita. I don't know if someone from MIS can validate what I'm saying or but for now wala pa pong ganitong online filing ata ang copyright, if I'm not mistaken. Mag-react na lang po kung meron pala. Or we'll inform.
MIS din.
We'll inform siguro naman kung meron na po talagang, kung working na po yung online systems for our other products. Ang for sure po is yung patents, trademarks, and I think BLA din BLA they have also. Okay, so far may questions pa ba dito na we haven't answered? Okay. Yung Manu, meron pa? Baka may questions sa'yo? Or...
Wala naman po pumapasok.
Okay, sige. Siguro we'll keep this open muna para doon sa link ng attendance and evaluation sheet. Okay, if there are no questions na po, siguro, wait, meron pa humahabol. Yesterday. If there are other questions, sa email na lang. But for now, wala na. So I think this ends our 2022 tutorials. Okay, so wait. Thank you, Malu. There.
May last words ba?
Ito na ako na lang parang close the program na. Okay. To everybody, thank you for making the time and participating in these tutorials. And we look forward to your participation in future similar endeavors. Rest assured that we are continuously improving our systems for our stakeholders. Thank you and good day. Again, kindly send your questions via email. Thank you.
Yeah, you want for the world po. Baka merong interested
For the MSMEs here.